I first met Dorothy Sword on the streets of Camden, where she was sucked into the addiction that almost destroyed her life. And I was able to interview her for Kids Are Dying. I later met her when she was in recovery, and she reached out to me as I was doing a school assembly program to let me know she'd found recovery. And it was a rewarding experience to find her.
The reason why I started doing drugs was in high school was because for peer pressure. Wanted to feel accepted, wanted to fit in, thought I was cool, wanted to be cool. And that's basically what it is. And for 14-year-old girls in high school, I was brought up by a great family, great upbringing, middle class, I would say. Had everything, but it just wasn't enough, It was the inside, I wanted to feel better. I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. I was almost killed on the streets. I was raped. I was taken advantage of so many times. I was beaten to death almost. I had guns and knives pulled at me at head point. And I didn't care because of drugs. I just wanted to get in one more. I did whatever to do. I had to jump in and out of cars, do things for money. And then you just end up in jail, institutions, or death. And I've been in all of them.
You do 12 bags of dope a day?
The most, yeah.
How do you pay for it?
I prostitute. I have sex with men for money in exchange for my drug addiction.
Wow. Where do you live?
Right now, I live on the streets. I'm homeless.
Where do you sleep?
Sometimes I don't have anywhere to sleep. I sleep in a cardboard, on the ground, underneath the vent. Abandoned houses that are burnt down, not knowing what's going to go in and out of there. People getting raped, getting robbed. Started off sniffing, and then sniffing, you need more bags, you don't get as high. So you do the shooting, so you don't have to do as much drugs, and it's a revolving door. Nothing is better, ever. You think it's all going to get better, but it doesn't.
Where do you see yourself in a year?
Dead, hopefully. No, I know if I don't get help, I'm going to be dead. I know I'll be dead because I'm halfway dead now. More than halfway dead.
Recovery is an amazing thing, and nobody shows that better than Dorothy.
I said, no, rehabs want me no more. Nobody wants me no more. My parents don't want me. I burned all my bridges. So I stopped the cop in the middle of the broad street, right in the middle of traffic, and said, help me. And they were like, well, they took me to the last stop of Philadelphia, and I made myself stay there. It was a 90-day program. It was hard. I never completed anything in my life, I dropped out of school because of drugs. I always gave up on everything. I did. Everything. So I went to this program. I had to sleep on the floor. There was only so many beds, but I remember it was my third day there. Someone gave me a suggestion, said, Dorothy, even if you don't want to do it, do it. They're like, because everything you were doing before was your way, and look where it put you. And it was hard. It was really, 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 really hard. But I stuck it out and did it. And it does get easier. It did. It got a lot easier. I got many things back. I got my kids back in my life. I got my family back in my life. I'm going to school now. I just live day by day. I don't think about tomorrow. I don't think about yesterday's. And what can I do today to stay clean? And I just like today, I couldn't even sleep last night because I was so nervous about today. But I'm thinking, it's going to be okay, Dorothy. I'm going to help somebody else, and that could possibly lead to the road of recovery. Because it does get better. I can promise you it gets better, 100%. It does. Because I didn't think, remember I said hopefully I would be dead in a year. Because all I wanted to do was die. I've been in and out of psychiatric wards because of my drugs and depression and suicide attempts. Countless, I can't even tell you. I even tried killing myself when I was pregnant with a baby because my life was so miserable. And the drugs had a hold of me like that monkey on my back. It just wouldn't leave. I would get a month clean and get clean again, and I couldn't do it. But then something just clicked in my head. I have to do it. I have to give my will up to somebody else, not my own. Because that's where it made sense. When someone says, take our suggestions, not your own, you got to give your will up to God, to a tree, whoever your higher power is, and that's what I wasn't doing before. So that's the key today, is give your willpower up to somebody higher than your own. Because I don't want the life I had before, because that's the life that made me do drugs, made me want to do drugs. I want to be someone better than I was. I love myself. I didn't love myself before. You know, I didn't care about nothing. You know, but I could say I love myself.
People can recover, and people do recover, and their stories are amazing. None more evident than Dorothy. Dorothy Sword, a woman who, from the grips of hell, from the bowels of the earth, Camden, New Jersey, to find herself in recovery, standing on her own 2 feet, moving on with her life. That's what we want to show. And we're on the road to recovery. I'm Michael De Leon.